I don't know if you guys can see him, but he is being so cute. What are you doing? He sleeps like that sometimes. Well, I guess this is, it's better than him being obnoxious. What? Buddy boy. Back to sleep. Hi, hello! So today we are going to be doing something interesting that popped into my head like 3 weeks ago and I never got around to filming it, but we're doing it now. I have books that I have read for school in like elementary school, high school or whatever. In my elementary school we were required to annotate our books, and like sometimes we couldn't highlight, I mean we highlighted, but we also had to write notes. Also in high school obviously we went more in depth, but I thought it would be fun for today to flip through these and see if I may just what 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old Maggie had to say about these books. So I'm gonna try to go in order of when I read them. Obviously not exactly, but more like the grade, because I don't remember a ton of when I read these, but we're gonna see what happens. So the first book that I have here is Island of the Blue Dolphins, and on the inside cover it says my name, and that's it. I distinctly remember reading this in 4th grade, and the first thing it says on the inside cover is historical fiction is not true but based on a true character. I'm not sure if that, I guess that's what my 9-year-old self had to say. I really overused highlighting. I don't know if this was the first time I highlighted, but it was like, I might as well have just highlighted like the entire book at this point. I wrote the word bitter. I'm not sure what that has to do with that, but wrote the word bitter. I'm not sure what I was trying to write. Like right there, I tried to write something, and then here it looks like it's some version of tsunami. I just don't think I knew how to spell tsunami in 4th grade. So that's how I spelled it back then. So there we go. Next, let's talk about By the Great Horn Spoon. Oh wow. Okay, I definitely did a lot more annotating here than Island of the Blue Dolphins. I don't know what I was doing. I did a lot of doodling, apparently. What was the point of me wasting all that ink? And I did that on a ton of pages. Yep. There, I do it again. I don't understand. Also, the lighting is going in and out because it's supposed to rain, and my lights aren't on. There we go. I don't know if that made a difference, but I didn't have my studio lights on. I actually don't have any books from 5th grade. I mean, I do, but I didn't annotate in any of them. So we're gonna go into 6th grade. And for 6th grade, I read Tangerine and Maniac McGee. I got a 26 out of 30 on this annotation assignment, I guess. I think we had to circle the words we didn't know and then write them, like write the definition of them. Do I know these words now? Probably not. Can we just talk about how horrible my handwriting was? So here I would write little things like Maniac felt hurt. So I think this is like my early interpretations. Don't worry, there's still a ton of overuse of highlighting. One thing that I think is interesting that I started doing is I would highlight, like here, I would highlight but also underline the exact same thing. So I was like, was I just really wanting the emphasis there? Or did I just want to do both and be extra? I don't know. Let's go through Tangerine. I don't remember this one at all. This was 6th grade. I got a 27 out of 30 on this assignment, and I needed more notes. So apparently I didn't write enough. I can see why, because I just would write words. So I would write storage shed on the bottom. That tells me nothing. My handwriting just took a drastic turn here. I know a lot of people annotate when they read now, and I really want to get a set of Harry Potter books to annotate because I think that'd be really fun. Obviously I would do it way better than how I do in 6th grade. I can understand why I didn't get 100 on this, because I didn't do much. Like here, I just wrote game. Okay, I tried. The effort was there. So now we're going into 8th grade. So for 8th grade, I have 2 books. I have The Outsiders and Bridge to Terabithia. We're gonna say Bridge to Terabithia for later because I know I wrote stuff in this book. I got a 30 out of 30. So whatever I did it right. Oh wow. So I wrote, okay, I had to highlight important events, character descriptions, setting descriptions, define 2 words per chapter, take notes in margin, 2 to 3 notes in each chapter. Yikes, that's a lot. So far I don't have any definitions. I circle words, but I don't define them. Oh, I feel like I remember we had like a separate sheet. Here I wrote, pony, saved. I guess that counts as a note. Oh gosh, the handwriting gets even bigger. What? Randy and Bob appeared. But these aren't like, okay, I guess, I mean, it got me 100 on this assignment. So, and 8th grade Maggie cared a ton about her grades. I mean, I still do, but 8th grade Maggie was a little obsessive. I kind of just wrote synonyms. Like here it says like, I hopped off the car, and I wrote jumped. So I feel like that was kind of obvious, but maybe at 13 I wasn't that obvious. Now we're going into Bridge to Terabithia, and if you've read Bridge to Terabithia, I just know, I remember distinctly being so upset with the ending of this book. Again, we are back to aggressive highlighting. I basically highlighted this whole page. So here we're back to defining words. Here I defined peculiar, I defined scalding. This takes up the entire page. I mean, granted it's a small book, but why? So here, I think this is, they talk about Terabithia, and they talk about Narnia, and I wrote, best series ever. Did I not know that my roots were rooted in Harry Potter? Who was I? 8th grade me was a disaster. Circled Narnia again. Apparently that was what I was really into at the time. Narnia influence. I was really into Narnia. I was really determined. Here I wrote just predicted future when it talks about Leslie. So I guess I knew? Did I know? Leslie died in 2 different places because I was very upset about it. Okay. A ton of things written. They are from my best friend. I just need to document this moment and send it to my best friend. Anyways, okay, now we're getting into high school. And so obviously high school was a completely different territory when it came to annotations. The summer between 9th and 10th grade, I think, I wrote a lot about the symbolism in the book because I think that's when we started learning about that. I clearly got over the idea of highlighting and just started circling. Oh, okay, I remember this. So I remember being really confused with this book, so I wrote down the major events of each chapter. I did a lot of different colors. So not only was the pink highlighter a thing, so was the pink pen. Pink highlighter and pink pen. Why? The aggressive use of pink. I don't even like pink. Now we're going into pink and blue. Next is The House on Mango Street. So if you haven't read this one is so good. It's the books I read in 10th grade for some reason really stuck with me. She found it. I'm dying. I just did a ton of highlighting. So, but okay, now if you've seen my finding out my favorite book video from a while ago, I found out that The Book Thief was my favorite book. If you haven't watched it, I will link it above. And we read this in 10th grade, and I remember this vividly because I was sitting in the back left corner of the classroom. I cried my eyes out at this book. I didn't use a highlighter in this book. I don't know if I just didn't have one or if I just didn't want to. Oh, okay, so here, this is like a spoiler for The Book Thief, but I feel like everyone's read it. Death talks about Rudy and he says he didn't deserve to die the way he did. And I wrote, no, I just got attached to this character. Then on the next page, I wrote, whoop, there goes my heart. I don't even know what was going on here, but I clearly was unhappy with whatever it was. No. I wrote, oh. And then here I wrote, no. I didn't even write about the last bit of it. I was so emotional. So that is it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed going back through things I wrote about when I was reading as a kid. It's interesting to look back on it, honestly. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!